All right, today we are talking about the squat, how to increase your squat, how to make sure you're doing your squat properly. So I would be much amiss if I completely breezed over form, so we're gonna touch on that first. If you've never filmed yourself doing squats, you wanna do so. Go in the gym, don't plan on pushing a lot of weight, just go in there, make sure your form is on point, and film yourself. Set up your phone, film yourself from different angles, from behind you, from the side of you, and notice what's happening when you squat. For example, here's some things you want to be paying attention to. When you squat down, you want your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, toes angled outwards. You want to come down nice and slow. You want to be at least parallel to the floor. You can go a little deeper if you want. You'll also notice my knees are past my toes. I know there's all this stuff about there. Don't let your knees go past your toes. It's okay if your knees go past your toes. Then you're going to push back up, not locking the knees out, into a nice tall stance. Now, you want to make sure of a couple things. You want to make sure that your body, when you come up, is not like rocking or tilting, because if it's tilting, that can be an example of weak hips. Your body is not being able to account for the weight properly, and so it's having to lean to accommodate. Another common problem I see is when you go down, I don't know if you can see it, my heels come off the floor as I push up. That is again a sign of problems going on, that you're probably lifting too heavy because you can't push up using the muscles intended, so you're accommodating in other ways. Also, if you ever have knee pain when you're squatting, again, that is usually contributed to weak hips, because when our hips are weak, that places more load on the knee than is intended to. There's supposed to be most of the load taken here. So when these muscles are too weak to push up, what happens is our knees have to accommodate, and so they take more of the stress than they should, leading to knee pain. So you want to make sure that all these things are addressed before you start trying to squat more. You got to start with the foundation. You got to start with the basics. So let's dive into how to, once all that stuff is set, how to start increasing your squat. All right, the number one thing is you want to make sure that you're squatting twice a week. The first part of the week, you want to do regular squats. So your typical get in the squat rack, do your squats, do however many sets you do, and leave it at that. Making sure that your form is on point. The second portion of the week, you're gonna try some variations of squats, and I'm about to show you several different ones. So the first part of the week, you're gonna do standard squats. The second part of the week, you're going to do one of these variations. Let's jump into what these variations are. The first is the front squat. So you're basically gonna hold the bar on your, it's kind of on my collarbone, my arms are supporting it, and you're gonna squat the same way. Go down, back up, down, back up. Now with the front squat, you're not going to be able to lift as heavy, so accommodate for that, drop the weight back a little bit. If you've never done it before, take it slow to begin with, but that's a great one. Let's jump into my next favorite one. All right, this next one is the pause squat. So once again, I'm gonna go down, sit at the bottom, I'm gonna hold it for a second, maybe count to 3, then slowly come back up. Down, hold for 3, 1, 2, 3, then back up. You're gonna find this is a lot harder because you're not able to use any momentum of the movement, and it's all on those muscles intended. All right, for this next one, you wanna make sure your safety bars are in place. In fact, anytime you squat, if you don't have a spotter, make sure your safety bars are in place. All right, you're going to set up your weight, whatever you're squatting, on the safety rack, just like so. Then I'm gonna come over, I'm gonna get in position, and starting from this dead weight position, I'm going to lift up. Then deload again and do it again. These, again, are really hard. Make sure you're not overloading the bar, doing too much weight, because you're gonna find they're pretty tough. So again, what you should be focusing on is once during the week, do regular squats. The second portion of the week, do one of these variations. You're gonna see your squats increase. And of course, remember, you've gotta have that form on point as well. All right, if you found this helpful, please hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think of this video, what you wanna see future videos on, and remember, above all else, you've got this.